All right, folks. Welcome back to Kings of Opinion, episode 133. We got the Wanderer here. Say hello.
Hello. Hope everybody's doing well.
So, let's get right into it. The wild card weekend, was it all you expected and more?
Well, it started off with a bang. You had the first two games. I mean, I don't think you really could ask for more on Saturday. The early game Sunday was great. The 4 o'clock game Sunday, not really that great. Close, more of a defensive battle. And then the Sunday night game, which I didn't watch any of, but the score looked like it was pretty terrible, and a similar result last night.
Yeah, so let's get in. We'll start with the Saturday games. Rams-Panthers. Now, originally when we picked these teams, we thought some of these games were going to be like easier games. This was not the case, right?
No.
I mean, early on it looked like the Rams were just going to run away the way they started off, but I give the Panthers a lot of credit, and they came back, and by halftime they were only losing. I think they were down by like 3 or 6 or something like that. A very good game all the way to pretty much to the end. I was actually happy. I don't know if you saw towards the end of the half. I guess Puka didn't get his hands up in time, and that ball went off his hands, and it could have been like an easy catch and run for a touchdown, which would have gave them a little bit more of a lead.
Right.
And because he missed that, I actually lucked out and won halftime of one of my pools at work. So
excellent.
I lucked out, and I literally almost shit myself because I was like, this guy is going to make this catch. I'm looking, and from what it looked like, it just looked like he didn't get his hands up all the way in time. And then, he just dropped the ball, but it was like he was wide open. It would have went straight to the house. They're lucky that the Rams wound up pulling this off, at the end of the game, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty much a shootout down the stretch.
Yeah, for sure. Then we get to the night game, which is Packers-Bears. And this game was a lot different than the first game, right? So I think the Packers got off to like a 21-6 lead or something like that.
Yeah. Was it 21-3, I think?
Yeah, you might be right. They were getting crushed, the Bears. And
yeah, they went for it twice on fourth down in like their own territory. Probably not the best decision. A very, the Packers, when they were going in on the last time, before the half when they were going in, it was actually funny. The guy dove for the end zone, and the defender pursuing him, his helmet just happened to hit the ball and it went flying, but obviously that worked in the Packers' favor and they scored.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that play too, because the ball went forward into the end zone and then one of the Packers landed on it.
Right.
So I guess there's no forward progress on a fumble, like he's down at that point.
I believe so.
Yeah, because at first, just being in the moment, I'm watching, I'm like, oh, he fumbled right like at the 1 yard line, and then I'm like, oh, but they landed on it, so it should be a touchdown.
Yeah.
And then they called it back, but I couldn't hear why they called it back.
I see.
And I was just like, wow, I was thinking about, and I'm just thinking about it now while you're describing the play. I'm like, it has to be that, right? Like, there's no forward progress after the fumble. So, and like you said, you're right. It wound up working out well for the Packers. They wound up scoring on the next play anyway.
Right.
No big deal.
And, the Bears look pretty terrible on offense. I turned it off at the half, and the game looked over.
Yeah.
But I was completely wrong, and you actually watched it, so you can fill us in.
Yeah, I couldn't believe what I saw in the second half. Like you, I was just like, this game is over. I was like, I knew the Packers were going to win this game. Remember, you picked the Bears out of all teams,
right?
And kudos to you. You were right, because in the second half they got their shit together. I don't know what the coach said at halftime, but the Bears defense held the Packers to just 6 points, 2 field goals, I believe, and after that, the Bears took over, and they came all the way back and went ahead. And then at the very end, I think the Packers had I think by the time they got at the 50-yard line, they had 40-something seconds left. And the Bears just played them tight, and there was nothing that the Packers could do to get into that end zone or even get even close to that end zone. Now, to be fair, those last couple plays that they had, it just looked like Jordan Love was chucking it down the field just to get a Hail Mary every time, which you had plenty of time.
Strategy,
Yeah, to me, you had the best. You didn't have the best time, but you had plenty of time, I should say, to dink and dunk your way, and then be in the red zone and try for a touchdown that way. I don't remember how many timeouts I had, but even with no timeouts, 44 seconds, if you play the sidelines right or you play, a couple different kind of plays, you could get close enough where you could try and score that touchdown and wind up winning it, with seconds left, and then that's it. But to the Bears' credit, we've been saying it, for weeks now, if not months. They are a fourth quarter team. They come back and
all year
they win. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, the first half. I'm just thinking of the first half.
Yeah.
I thought Caleb Williams looked nervous. There was some bad snaps too. They just looked out of it on offense. But like you said, I guess whatever coach or whoever else got them fired up at the half, and looks like they got that corrected and came out on fire.
Yeah, and give Ben Johnson, who's the head coach, a lot of credit too, because some of the plays Caleb Williams made in the second half, he looked like an entirely different person. He was throwing in between three defenders to get to Loveland on one play. There was a bunch of plays where he was threading the needle, and he looked great. He was it was almost like night and day. I knew he was going to have nerves, so that's why I expected the Packers to win this game.
Yeah.
And in the first half, that
was the case.
Correct. You're 100% right. But whatever he did, fixed the team, and they won that game. So kudos to them. The funniest thing I think I saw is at the end of the game, how the coaches and the players shake hands and hug or whatever.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson was all fired up. He gave him he gave him a quick handshake and bolted to the locker room. And then if you guys listen to, I guess his speech after the game, he was fired up, man.
He had a few expletives for the Packers.
Yeah, for sure. He does not like the Packers, so kudos to them winning. Then we go to the Sunday night slate, or I should say Sunday day first. And you had the Bills-Jaguars, and so I had an argument with our friend Devang and Mark Local 5 during this game. So there's a section of this game that I wasn't paying attention to.
Okay.
It was mostly at the end of the second half. But in the very beginning of this game, and I think it was most of the first half, not a lot of scoring for either team. It was a very defensive game. I didn't really see that coming. I really thought that this was going to be a higher scoring game than it was. Don't get me wrong, 27-24 for a playoff game is pretty good, but the bulk of that was in the second half.
Right, correct.
And it just looked like both teams, I don't know if they were out of sync or it was just hard defense or a mix of both, but very boring kind of first half. And I was rooting for the Bills. I mean, I think we both were.
Yeah.
We picked them. And, overall it was a great game, but the first half left a lot on the table. The second half, that's where things started going crazy. You saw Josh Allen start to be Josh Allen again. And even Trevor Lawrence was hanging in there. They were going back and forth.
Yeah, he made some big plays for sure.
I really wish they would have done that in the first half. You know what I mean? I would have liked to see a 44-45 to, 41-42 type of game. We didn't get that, but still, overall, a great game. I can't complain about it. The argument I was having with the guys was how good Josh Allen really is.
Mm-hmm.
They were on the Josh Allen side, and I was on a Joe Burrow kick because I'm to me, it had to do with a lot of money. There was a lot of factors. They were talking about how much he's worth and how much do you pay the quarterback and this, that, and the other. I'm listen.
One's been to a Super Bowl.
Right. Well, that was my main argument, right? I was I get how good he is in the regular season. There's a lot of people that are good in the regular season, like Lamar Jackson, whatever. So then we started having to rate the top quarterbacks, and I'm like, listen, as of right now, nobody is better than Patrick Mahomes. He's been to 5 Super Bowls, won 3 of them. He's not. I don't even think he's 30 yet. So, he could beat them more. Yes, his team have a down year, but he's number 1. And then after that, you could put the quarterbacks however you want. I don't think Josh Allen, even though he's really, really good, he hasn't made it to a Super Bowl or put the team on his back like an MVP would and get them all the way to Super Bowl. And I told him, if you remember when the Bengals went to the Super Bowl, they had no defense, no offensive line, because that was the 2 big talking points when they went to the playoffs.
Right.
And between him, and you could give a lot of credit to the kicker too, because the kicker made some big time kicks to win the games. Yeah, you don't forget that because he's still on the team probably because of that, and he hasn't been as good as he was that year. But between those 2 guys, they literally put the team on their back and got him to the Super Bowl. Now, he did not win, and I get it. Ultimately, you got to win those games. But Burrow got past all the guys that we were talking about. I believe he got past Allen and Mahomes.
Mahomes was the AFC championship.
Correct. Thank you. So I was saying this. I'm like, so you could say Josh Allen is really good, and they were trying to get me to say that Joe Burrow is better. I'm like, I'm not going to say that. To me, they're both really great quarterbacks. And until they win a Super Bowl or until I see them do the extra stuff that you need to do, like a Patrick Mahomes to win, then I could definitively put one ahead of the other. So as this argument took 20 minutes. I'm giving you a bridge version, but it was literally from some point in the second quarter, all of halftime of that game. So yeah, so that was that. I still don't have a concrete answer of who's better because Joe Burrow's not really a runner. Josh Allen does a lot of that stuff with running.
Right.
But if you look at Joe Burrow, the way he throws the ball, he's crazy with the ball, pinpoint accuracy as well. So we really got nowhere in the argument. I'm like, you can believe what you want to believe. I'll believe what I want to believe. To me, you need to win championships or at least get there. And Josh Allen hasn't done that yet.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Allen, obviously, he's a tremendously talented guy. I mean, he can, throw the ball,
Absolutely.
He's got a rocket for an arm. Also, he can run. He's, the short yardage back, I guess you could say. He can always get them the first down when they're close just by running for it. But has that translated into even making it to Super Bowl? No. So the playoffs, it hasn't really worked out for them.
No, and the reason why I kind of had a feeling I was winning this argument is the guys kept saying it takes a whole team to win. I'm like, of course it does. There's a lot of teams that it takes a whole team to win. And then we went on to talk about the Trent Dilfer Baltimore Ravens, and there's a bunch of other teams like that. I think the first time Tampa Bay won, not with Tom Brady, but you could even include that. I mean, he was still pretty good at the time.
Bob Johnson.
Yeah, or Ben Johnson. I don't know.
Brad Johnson.
Brad, there you go. Brad. You know what I mean? So there's those outliers, but there are also times where quarterbacks do what they got to do and win you these games, and you become Super Bowl champions. Look at Eli Manning. He's not terrible, but he's an average quarterback in the regular season, but won 2 Super Bowls because when it mattered, he stepped up.
Yeah.
And for my money, I'd rather have that. And
of course,
it spiraled into all these other things like how did Tom Brady, wind up taking less money and this, that, and the other. Like, well, maybe he was smart. I don't take $60 million a year. I take 25, 30, and spread that other money around to the rest of the team. And maybe I have a better core of guys, and I have a better chance of winning.
Right.
To me, that's smart. And they got onto other tangents like, oh, his wife's is a model, made a lot of money. Yeah, great. I mean, back when he was taking $25 million a year to play football, the highest paid football player was probably 30, 35. So he's still in the realm. It's not like you're paying him $1 million and the other guys are getting 30, 35. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that was that conversation. That took a whole lot of time and effort on my part to just think of things. But then we get to the next game, the 4:00 game, the 49ers-Eagles, man. I thought this was going to be a better game. I know right before we started this, you said the same, right?
Yeah, I mean, I thought, Eagles, home game, playoffs, you'd think they would show up, but, they had like a decent drive, I think, in the first half, but that was it.
Yeah.
And, this has been a problem for them during the regular season, too. The offense just doesn't, get it going for whatever reason. And, it was in the biggest spot of the year, and it came back to it was their downfall.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Absolutely. And it wound up being their offensive coordinator's downfall, too, because he just got fired today.
Yes, I saw that.
And, the 49ers, I know when we talked about this last week, I was like, this could be a tough game for the 49ers because they don't really rush the quarterback.
Right.
So you would feel like Hurts had time to throw the ball and this, that, and the other. But give the 49ers a lot of credit. It was a closer game, so it wasn't the worst game of the week, of the weekend for the wild card games. But, the wild card weekend started off so good and steadily decreased. Yeah. And it's so weird, too, because I thought these were all really,
matchups.
Yeah. And maybe besides like the Patriots and Charger game, which we'll get into in a minute, like I feel like all these teams were evenly matched, and you didn't get it from the last three games. Like this 49 Eagles, even though it was close, so like you were watching this game to see who was going to wind up winning this game because it was so close.
Right.
It just should have been a little bit more of a higher scoring game. The 49ers came out on top, and now we'll get into who the bracket that's going to be next week on who's going to be playing. But
yeah, and credit to Purdy. He made some plays when he needed to. It looked like he was going to get sacked a couple of times, but he would make a little move, get the ball out there. They lost Kittle, which is that's a big loss.
You're right. That
huge blow for them.
Huge.
But, they still got it done, so I guess they'll just see if they can keep it going this weekend.
Yeah, and we'll get to that in a few.
One more thing about
sure.
that game.
Yeah.
When I was watching it, I think it was Tom Brady was mentioning like he didn't understand how the Eagles were just like taking their time on offense, and there was no urgency because I agreed with him because in the past I feel like when they did like maybe not this season but previous seasons when they did more of like a no huddle like offense
right.
with Hurts, he had a lot more success where they would just line up and get moving, and that wasn't their approach. I don't know if that has something to do with the coordinator, but it definitely looked like it hurt them because they just looked like stagnant on offense. Saquon, he had some nice runs, but a lot of times he was getting hit in the backfield, and the passing game was like next to nothing.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing, right? Because they have all types of weapons on offense.
Yeah,
and they just couldn't get them.
Huge drop by AJ Green too. AJ Brown at the end.
Yeah.
So
I feel like by then though they were already cooked. Like it was just. If he makes that catch, maybe they have a better chance. But like you said, their offenses wasn't going anywhere all game, and they're rightfully so. You got to fire the offensive coordinator because last year they were number 4 in offense,
right.
And now they were 19th.
Yeah.
So that's a steady drop in offensive production, and a lot of these guys aren't happy. You got 2 good wide receivers, you got a good tight end. Now, keep in mind, you got a good running back, but he had a monster year last year, so you knew he was going to regress a little bit. But still, come playoff time, and they rested all these guys the week before, you should be ready to go and, win this game.
Did not show up.
Nope, not at all. So then we go to the Sunday night game, and things get even worse. Patriots-Chargers. It seemed like this was the game where nobody wanted to win, and it was boring. I know you said you didn't watch it.
No, I did not.
I really didn't watch it either. I started to watch it. I was, in for the first quarter, and then I saw the game, and I was just like, I'll come back to this. I wound up watching whatever TV show I had on deck, and then I went towards the end of the game and watched some of the end of the game, and it was the same thing. Besides, like, the late touchdown to the tight end, no scoring. 19 points between the two teams. The Chargers only put up 3 points.
Yeah.
And they also fired their offensive coordinator, which, Jesus, I'd like to think almost anyone could score 3 points in a football game in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it sucks for Justin Herbert, man. Like, I don't know what's going on with this guy, and he's got a good head coach. He had a good offense, but then they lost some pieces on the offensive line, and they weren't the same after that. And they came out. It almost looked like they came out flat, which I can never believe in a playoff game a team would do.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen it with baseball teams every once in a while, but then again, you really don't have, a one-game playoff. Well, we do now with the whole wild card thing, but I mean, we used to, and now they have a 2 out of 3. But, besides that, this one and done, like, you think everyone would be amped up. You would at least score somewhere a touchdown. And, I'd like to see what the ratings were in this game. Like, if it started off really high and then it dipped as the game went on, because, it was hard to watch.
Did the Patriots run the ball a lot? Because, I mean, when I look at that score, that kind of makes me think that maybe they just, controlled the clock for most of the game.
They did. From what I saw, they were running the ball a lot, but I can't, what's his name? Drake May threw for over 200 and something yards anyway.
Oh, okay.
So, it just looks like they just couldn't score. Like maybe they'd go 30, 40 yards and 30, 40 yards, and then, that's it. But, yeah, like I said, I don't have much more to say than that. It just was disappointing for the wild card weekend, for that game at least. And then we go to the Monday night game, Texas Steelers.
Yes.
Did you check any of this one out?
I did not.
All right, well, I did. But this was a one that I watched most of the game, because in the very beginning, it was also boring. And then all of a sudden, the Texans started to take off. They scored a touchdown. I think it was like 7-3 at the time, or 7-6. And then they started to pull away. I think at halftime it was 17-6. And then the third quarter hit, and it's just like Aaron Rodgers getting knocked around, and his offensive line couldn't hold anybody. Now, keep in mind, we've talked about this for a few weeks now as well. The Texans have the number 1 defense,
right,
and I think number 3 on points averaging or something like that. And that might only be because the last week of the season, they let the Colts put up a huge number, and like you said, they probably rested a bunch of guys, and whatnot, and they still won that game, but it was a high-scoring game. But yeah, this game was over at halftime. Aaron Rodgers sealed the deal at the end with a pick 6 on their last drive, and they lost 30-6. So what started off as such a good wild card weekend sucked by last night.
Fizzled out.
Yeah, and because of this, the long-tenured Mike Tomlin, which we're just watching on ESPN right now, is stepping down as the head coach, which is, he did coach 19, by the way, 19 winning seasons, but they were 0-7 in their last 7 playoff appearance, games. So he hasn't won a game since I think it was 2017, and I just think, I don't know what he was thinking. I read his little note to all the players and fans and coaches and the owner. It's a nice thing to do. But, obviously, if Tomlin wants another coaching job, he'll get it in 3 seconds.
Right.
He could pretty much, him like Harbaugh, those 2 guys could do whatever they want to do. But it now makes it for an interesting, carousel. There's 9 teams that need head coaches right now. So, it depends where these guys want to land. And I mean, it's too soon to know what Mike Tomlin wants to do. But I guess we'll find out in the upcoming days. And now it looks like there might be a hiring freeze with all these 9 teams that need a head coach. Because if Tomlin says he wants to coach, you're not automatically, I would think, go right after Hardball with his 4 things that he wants.
Right.
You know what I mean? The money, his own GM, this, that, and the other. So it would be, I guess, smart of the teams just to hold off to see what Mike Tomlin actually wants to do before you put all your eggs in one basket, right?
Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
I know Wednesday and I think Thursday, the Giants are having a meeting with Harbaugh. And speaking of which, remember how he said he coached for Baltimore for 10 years or something like that?
Yeah.
It was 18.
Wow.
Yeah. He's been coaching since 2008, I think it was.
Wow.
Yeah. So, both these guys, tons of experience, great coaches, Super Bowl winning coaches. Now they get to pick where they want to go for the most part, and then everyone else will filter in. I'm really excited to see where these coaches are going to go. Hopefully it happens in the next couple of weeks because that would be fun to see. As of right now, if I had a pick, I guess excluding Mike Tomlin right now because it just happened, I think the Giants have a good chance of landing Harbaugh. I don't know if Tomlin, if that is in the mix now, would he go to Baltimore? Because they do have a quarterback. Maybe he gets over there and fixes the defense a little bit, and they go right back to being a powerhouse like they were, the last 10 or so years.
Yeah, I could see that.
Right? You know what I mean? Or does he wind up in a booth or, working these NFL Sunday, like broadcaster gigs, like, leading up to these games, Who knows?
He's got some options.
He definitely does. So does Harbaugh, but I think Harbaugh wants to coach. I don't know if Mike Tomlin ever said that he might want to do TV and stuff because I find it weird that people said, he could get a TV job, right away. So I'm assuming he may have hinted at that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, all that's gravy for him. I guess getting to next week, which is the divisional round, right?
Here we go.
This is important. So
4 games left.
Yep, you got 4 games. I find this weird though. The Saturday games are the number 1 seed games. So like each number 1 seed is playing on Saturday. They're not, which is why I found it weird. Normally they do that. Maybe they put one on a Saturday night and then one on the Sunday night. But this year you got the Bills versus the Broncos, which is 1 versus the 6.
What time is that? Like 4:30?
Yep, 4:30. And then you got the Seahawks versus the 49ers, and that's 8 o'clock.
Interesting.
Right, isn't it though?
Yeah.
And I get it. Like the Sunday games are Houston at New England, and the Rams at Chicago being the night game. It starts at 6:30.
Okay.
But to me, I guess I would leave the Sunday night game, Rams Bears. I think that's going to be a really good game. But you don't put either number 1 seed on the Sunday games. I find that strange to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But either which way, these are. I mean, they should all really be good games.
Right.
We're hoping. If New England thought they had trouble scoring against the Chargers, they're going to have a really hard time with the Texans. So with that being said, since we did our picks last week, speaking of which, I did what I said I was going to do. Friday, I made those picks, and I made your set of picks, and I made my set of picks, and I lost both.
Oh, no.
Exactly what I said would happen, happened. Like, I picked the Bears and the 49ers.
The Eagles ruined the one that...
For you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if the Eagles would have won, your bet would have hit.
Yeah.
Or if the Packers would have won, my bet would have hit.
We're 1 game off.
Right. And that's what I said. I'm like, damn it. I'm like, I know it's going to happen. And that's exactly what happened. So now I have, 2 less games. So maybe, unless we pick the same, maybe I could win this bet this week. So we'll start with the Saturday morning or early afternoon game, Bills Denver. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Denver. I feel like they've been, the best team in the AFC pretty much for most of the year, or I guess you could say the Patriots as well. But Denver at home is always a tough out. I think they're ready for this game. I think the Bills definitely have a chance, but they could have easily lost that game on Sunday. So I think their playoff woes continue, and the Broncos get the W.
So this is a tough one for me, right? So.
Especially considering you had your Josh Allen argument.
Right, because part of me wants to definitely side with you. You made all great points, and I agree with like 95% of them, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm praying that I'm wrong about Josh Allen, and he finally, because this is the year, there's no Lamar Jackson, there's no Patrick Mahomes, there's even no Joe Burrow, right?
Right.
So if you're going to do it this year,
yeah.
I mean, if you're going to do it now, this year's your year, right?
I mean, you gotta think about it too, though. That like they don't really have a lot of weapons.
They don't.
They got Cook and
They got Cook and they got the tight ends.
They
got
a couple tight ends.
Yeah, their wide receivers are trash.
Aren't great, and they're depleted as well.
Right.
Brandon Cooks could be the number one.
Right. You never know. But if there's ever a time where I said this guy's got to put his team on his back and get them past this round, this is going to do it. So I'm going to just go off that.
Okay.
And I'm going to just pick against you just for fun's sake.
Bold statement.
Yeah, very bold. And it's probably the stupid bet to make. And so I'll go Bills.
You never know.
Yeah.
Any given Sunday, right?
And that's what Devang was saying about all this nonsense. And I'm like, that doesn't really apply right now. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. You can't use that for every argument. Any given Sunday, anyone can win. Yeah, I know, I get it. But, let's not do that. That's a cop-out, in my opinion, right? So now we got San Francisco, Seattle.
Yeah, I'm going to go Seattle. These teams played a couple weeks ago, and it was pretty one-sided. I think maybe, it'll be a closer game considering, San Francisco's got to be feeling pretty good going into Philly and taking out the defending Super Bowl champ.
Yep.
But I think Seattle's had a great year, and I think it continues on Sunday, and they emerge victorious.
Hard to agree with that. I mean, hard not to agree.
You're picking the Niners.
No, I'm not. I'm actually going to go with you on this one.
Okay.
The fact that they get this home game.
A home game in Seattle is huge too.
Tough.
12th man.
Yeah, tough.
It gets a little noisy.
It will. Now, would I be shocked if the 49ers won? No, because Kyle Shanahan is a really good coach. Like you said earlier, they lost George Kittle, so they're going to have to make up that production somewhere. In the game against Philly, they kind of did. They made it work.
And they made it to the Super Bowl, a few years ago, so not too long ago.
Agreed. This is not the game where I'm going to say there's going to be, nerves and all that stuff. Right. Even Darnold, even though he hasn't made it this far, he's had a playoff game under his belt, so he should know what to expect. And his team is more well-rounded, and he's got the home field advantage on his side. Yeah. So I think Sam actually steps up. Plus, also, he's an ex-Jet, so I could see that he could go almost at least another round, and it'll throw it, into the Jets' faces and all that stuff. So I'm also going with you. I'm taking Seattle as well on that. Then we go to the Sunday games. Houston versus New England is the 3 o'clock game. To me, this is as close as a game I think you might have.
Yeah.
Because the Patriots could do a lot of things. I don't know if Houston can. If this winds up being a shootout, I don't know if Houston can hang with them. But I have a feeling they won't have to because their defenses have been playing out of this world football right now. So to me, the home field advantage, I think this is going to be a really close game. This is almost as much as a coin flip as you're going to get. I don't know what the spread is on this game yet, but I'm going to take New England. I think Vrabel is a great coach. Not to take anything away from, Houston's coach is Ryan, DeMario Ryan or something like that? DeMarco Ryan, thank you. He's also a good coach. I just think this is going to come down to who has the ball last and who puts up the last, 3 or 7 points. So I'm going to give my edge to the Patriots right now.
Okay. I got to be honest. I know that they were, the top or the number 2 team in the AFC, but I feel like I don't really know a lot about the Patriots. I guess maybe I just didn't see them play a lot this year. I think I'm just going to go with Houston for the fuck of it.
I love it.
Yeah, I think they have, good defense, and I think C.J. Stroud is, game ready. I think he'll be ready to go. They could get blown out. Who knows? I really don't have any kind of feeling on this game.
Right.
So yeah, I'm just gonna roll the dice and go with the Texans.
All right. And last but not least, Rams versus the Bears at Soldier Field. Who do you got? I have a feeling I know what you got. By the way. Go ahead.
This is a tough one.
Yeah.
Man, I was was thinking Rams, but then I was also thinking, Chicago's home again. They got to be feeling pretty good, surviving, that last game. I think we just got to go with the Bears. It's been a common theme this season. Let's go with the Bears.
All right, good. I like it.
You're going with the Rams.
Absolutely. I have to. I mean, I didn't pick them last week, so I'm not going to pick them again this week. I don't mind being wrong on this one. I do like how we have 3 different teams picked.
Yeah.
And not for nothing, I should have went for the 49ers just to make it fun. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's the only thing we match up eye to eye on. But that's okay. That's why we do these things.
Right.
It's fun just to see who's going to be right, who's going to be wrong, or if we're both somewhat a little wrong like we were last week.
Right.
I'm going to do, again, what I did last week, and I'm going to place both those bets. And I guarantee you right now, mark it down.
And Rams were trailing late too, right?
Yeah. I guarantee you right now that since we did pick a bunch of different teams,
mm-hmm.
the one game that's going to burn us is that Seattle game.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I could see either you win those 3 other games or I win those other 3 games, and then it comes down to the Seattle and the Niners wind up winning. You know what I mean?
Right.
I can tell you right now that this is how it's going to go,
yeah.
which makes me want to just bet a shit ton of money on the 49ers separately.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. I got to see what's going on.
I was going to say, I don't really feel like, I feel like either team could win any game. So I guess that's good for viewing, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I wouldn't be surprised either way, right? So, you know what I mean? And I wanted to lean 49ers. It's just your argument kind of convinced me just to stay with Seattle with you on that one. You know what I mean?
Well, hopefully I don't burn you then.
Yeah, we'll see. If it happens, it happens, right? Moving along, so we actually have some decent baseball news this week.
Okay.
So I was going to start off with it, but I know you love the wild card weekend, so we went with that first. But the Diamondbacks traded for what's his name on the Cardinals, Arenado.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So he's going to be a Diamondback now, which they needed a third baseman, and they got one. He's got 2 years left on his big ass contract, so I guess they're going to take that. And so the funny thing is they didn't give up much for him, which makes me wonder why the Yankees, didn't try to get him in the middle of the season last year.
Right.
But it could also be that teams like to rake the Yankees more than any other team. So, they got him for an 8th round pick and took on the money. So maybe that's all they needed to do is just take on the money, and they didn't want to take on the money and give a regular player up, right? Other than that, I don't remember if anyone else has really signed with anybody else besides, Bregman signed with the Cubs. Okay. That was another one.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, that happened 2 days ago.
Right.
He signed with the
Cubbies.
Yeah, I think it was over the weekend. It might have been Sunday, as a matter of fact. So he signed a big contract with the Cubs. It's a 5-year deal for $200 million or something like that. The Mets apparently made an offer for Tucker, but it's a short-term deal of 3 years.
Okay.
And from anywhere between 120 and 140 million dollars. They did say that they would pay Tucker $50 million per year, but then they kind of contradict themselves, saying they offered him, a contract for 3 years between 120 and 140. So that doesn't really equate to $50 million. Right. It'd have to be $150 million. So yeah. I don't know what's going on there, but that literally just came out today, as a matter of fact. So maybe we'll get more information on that during the week, and then we can report back next week. Bo Bichette met with the Phillies. Nothing imminent there. I guess he's just doing his due diligence and just going along with stuff and, seeing what's out there as far as he goes. The biggest news is, at least for Yankee fans, is this whole Cody Bellinger thing. So the Yankees made him an offer, a 5-year offer for around $200 million, anywhere between 180 and 200, which would pay him roughly around $32 or so million a year.
Right. And
he's either he is or Boris is holding really firm that they want 7 years and around $37 million a year. So I was looking into some stuff, and I found out that, basically the greatest baseball hitter in baseball right now is getting paid $40 million a year, and his numbers are outrageous. And apparently Bellinger wants to be paid $3 million less than that. So they're kind of at a stalemate or an impasse, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And, you know, the Yankees are still keeping contact with him. They talked to Tucker as well. They talked to Bo Bichette. But they're trying to actually go for other options right now. They were actually talking to the Cubs about their second baseman, Nico Horner.
Okay.
But so are the Giants and so are some other teams. So we don't know how that's going to shake out yet either. Other than that, I actually am kind of pissed off at Cody Bellinger right now. I mean, I think if you got a 5-year deal, the guy is 31. I get why you'd want a 7-year deal. You want to maybe be able to retire at 38, have your last long contract. I get it.
Right.
But, you know, you'll be 36 with a 5-year deal. I think that's good enough. And they're giving you a lot of money. I actually appreciate the Yankees standing firm and not overbidding on themselves, because I don't know if he has any other contract offers. I've looked everywhere. I haven't seen another team offer him anything, which tells me one thing. The price is too high, and other teams obviously don't want to pay it right now.
Right.
And I don't think Tucker's going to sign until Cody Bellinger does. So Scott Boras must have it in his head that we're going to wait as long as we can, get as much as we can, and see where the market goes. But there just isn't a market. So I'm glad the Yankees just, you know, sticking their feet in the ground, standing firm, and we'll go see what happens. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because with baseball, there's really no rush. They still have, you know,
plenty of time.
Another month or so left. Like, the guys could even sign towards the end of February. It's not a big deal. I think pitchers and catchers report around the 15th, if I'm not mistaken, of February. I think I saw that somewhere. If not, it's around that time frame.
Right.
But yeah, I don't blame them, you know, because you could always do other things. You could always trade for people, fill that hole. Yes, he was a great addition last year. There's some plays that he saved the Yankees seasons on, which is phenomenal. But if you're not gonna I don't even want to say give us a discount. The Yankees, I think, are giving $32 million is a good amount of money for this guy, especially to see how up and down his career has been. And to give him a 5-year contract, I think that's a really good offer. My thing is, you like New York, you liked it because your dad was here, you like everything about it, then, you know, tell your agent, listen, I get what you're trying to do here, but I just want to stay with New York. Take the deal and let's move on. And I don't know why he's not doing that. I would love to, you know, have Boras say something about this or what's going on. He's been quiet. Or even Cody Bellinger come out and, you know, tweet something or whatever. But we're not getting any of that. So we'll see what's going to happen in the upcoming weeks. Other than that, you know, all just more rumors. I didn't hear anything else with the Mets. I don't know if you heard anything.
I did not.
So then we're good there. Have you been paying attention to the Knicks at all? I mean, for me,
Somewhat.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know they went on a losing streak, like right at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they lost a few games. I don't know if they won. I know they lost. I think they won one during the week last week, but they lost on Friday in Phoenix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To Phoenix.
Yep.
I'm not sure if they won on Sunday. I think they were playing Portland.
I mean, I'm looking at the standings now. They're in second place in the Eastern Conference, only behind Detroit. Yep.
Detroit's good.
Yeah, and they only got it's a 3.5 game lead on them. Boston's right behind them. They're 25-14. So, you know, they're right in the middle of the pack with all these other teams. You got the Celtics, Raptors with 24 wins, the 76ers with 22, and Orlando with 22 as well, and Cleveland right outside of it with 22. The only team that's really just cruising along is the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're 33-7.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Champions.
Yeah. Everyone else is pretty close. So, you know, this is a long season.
Yeah, still a lot of.
I'm not going to go crazy until, like, we get towards, like, May, where things really start to shape up. You're going to go through these lulls of winning a couple games, losing a couple games, going on a losing streak, then going right after that, going on a big winning streak. So we'll see where they end up. Hopefully they do something good in the playoffs this year and give us something to cheer for. And, that's all I got to say about that for the Knicks right now. Other than that, sports is sports. We're getting closer to the Super Bowl. I'm getting excited.
Did you watch any of the college football semi?
I did not. Did you?
Well, yeah, actually I did. I did watch some of the first half of the Oregon, Indiana. Yeah, it was pretty much one-sided affair.
I saw some of that, and then isn't Oregon's quarterback is Dante Moore, right?
I think so.
Yeah, they were talking about him on the radio the other day, how like the Jets might want to pick him, but he like literally shit the bed in that game, and they lost. Like he threw a bunch of interceptions and whatnot.
Yeah, well, I mean, Indiana is a great team.
Yeah, and that's the real quarterback that everyone wants is Mendoza, right?
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, so the college championships are next Monday, and it'll be Indiana versus the Hurricanes, right?
Yes, Miami. Yeah, they won a close game. I guess was that Thursday night. Yeah.
Yep. So you got that from Monday night. So next week is cool because you got Saturday, Sunday NFL, and then the college football championships on Monday. So that's really cool. We'll see where that goes and see who winds up being the champion next week. I'll try and watch that one because, there's nothing really on Monday night anyway. As far as things to watch.
Yes.
So I watched a lot of movies this past week.
Okay. What'd you watch?
I was surfing for a bunch of different things. So the first thing I saw on TV was, what's that guy's name?
What's he from?
The guy from 300. I'm blanking on his name. Gerard Butler. Yeah, there you go. I saw he has a movie out, and it's I guess like somewhat of apocalyptic movie.
Okay.
Where like the world's coming to an end, and it was Greenland 2, and I'm like, well, what happened to Greenland 1? I'd never heard of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was out in the movie theaters. I'd have to check. Mm-hmm. But it was on HBO Max.
Oh, cool.
So I sat down and watched it last week. That was the first movie I watched.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it had action. It had this. It was thrilling. It was a little bit different of a normal storyline where like meteors are just 1 meteor like Armageddon is coming to Earth. It's gonna just destroy everything. Right. This was more like a bunch of little meteors that are just hitting all over the Earth, and it's gonna just cause all types of chaos everywhere. And it was good. It was a little bit different. It just really followed the one family. Definitely check it out. I thought it was worthwhile. It's it's not an Oscar winner, obviously, but it was entertaining. Then remember Sisu?
The Life Aquatic?
No. the German movie that it didn't go to the movie theaters. The guy like loses his family and goes on a rampage.
It's called Sisu?
I don't know how to pronounce this. Sisu.
Oh no, I didn't hear about this one.
The first movie was fantastic. He's like fighting
It's
the Germans.
A foreign film?
Sort of, but there's like American actors in it. Mm-hmm. It was like one of these like independent movies,
okay,
so to speak. So the first one had to do where like he's getting revenge at the Germans during, I guess, like World War I or II. I don't really remember. And he's I think a Swedish military guy, but the name Sisu is like has to do with like I guess their not religion but their storytelling, like their myths and legends, okay, where this guy can't be stopped or whatever. So they had a sequel to it. And I know Ernie we talked about it with Ernie, because Ernie saw it and told us about it.
Gotcha.
But the second movie was more of the same, just like the first. He is going around demolishing people. And it was cool. And it's only an hour and a half. Nice action movie. Great English. There's actually more people I recognized in this movie than I did in the first. Like, are you up to date with Mayor of Kingstown?
No.
Okay, well, there's that guy that's in jail with the white supremacist guy. It's like Catavan or something like that, or Callahan. Mm-hmm. You remember him from Mayor of Kingstown? He's in a couple seasons. No. Oh, you didn't watch any of the show?
I think I saw like the first season.
Oh, I don't think he was in the first season. But either which way, there's in the second movie, there's more of an American feel to it. I don't know if it went to the movie theaters either, but I just saw it on the Fire Sticks. I said, let's do it.
Yeah.
Great movie. Friday Night at Freddy's 2 I just saw last night.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It was all right.
Have you seen the first one?
Yeah, the first one was kind of interesting. It was a different kind of horror movie, like horror thriller movie. So I was like, you know what? Let me check this one out. And it had a little bit more of a story to it, like because obviously it was a sequel and it makes some more stuff up.
Right.
So you got to know a little bit more of the origin of the whole like story of the pizzeria that's haunted, basically.
Yeah.
And it was cool. What else do I got? I got a bunch. I saw Neighborhood Watch, which was with the guy from the kid from The Boys. I forget his name. It's Dennis Quaid's son.
Okay.
He's in that. He plays like a kid kind of down on his luck. Everybody thinks he's like a schizo or whatever. And he's in like the mental institution a lot of the times. And Jeffrey Dean Morgan, he was in it. Cool premise for a Neighborhood Watch. Like they go looking for this girl and they got to find him. And they get into all types of trouble along the way. And it was interesting, entertaining. Another short. These are all like hour and a half, hour and 45-minute movies. So like, when I was bored, I just put it on.
Right.
I got others, but I'm going to need a little bit of a breather.
Sure. No problem. I got you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see. What did I watch? Oh, I finished that HBO documentary, the yogurt shop murders. I think that's what it was called. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. I think I mentioned it last week, but it mainly had to do with like, interrogation and like interviewing techniques, and also, just like it was more just pretty much about the investigation rather than the crime itself.
Right.
What else? I'm still watching The Agency. I'm close. I think I'm 8 episodes in, so I think I got 2 left. It's really good.
Nice.
It's dense, so I can only watch like one at a time.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I had to do the same thing. It was just one.
It's really good.
Yeah, 100%.
What else? I'm watching Fallout. I think I'm like an episode behind on Fallout, but I'll probably catch up on that today or tomorrow.
So it's funny you spoke about Fallout. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
We didn't mention that at all in our top 5 list of 2025, but it came out.
Not.
It came out in 2025, right? Or was it? Or was it the season 1 at the end of 2024?
I'm not sure.
You know what I mean?
It could have been 2025.
Because the way it came out now, it came out like the end of November.
Or it might have been 2024.
Yeah, it might have been end of 2024 and then finished in 2025.
Yeah, because I feel like it came out like when it was warmer weather, I feel like.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have to look into it.
Not 100% sure. Though.
Yeah, me neither. The only reason why I said it is because Fallout is only 4 episodes in, and we're in the middle of January, which means it came out like middle of December.
Right.
So is that what happened with the first season, or did they just take more time to do what they got to do for season 2? You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. What else? I think that might be it. I haven't really been watching a ton of stuff, and it's mostly football over the weekend.
Yeah, for sure. So for me, I got this little email from Hulu saying things to watch, and that's why I watched a lot of these movies. So Neighborhood Watch was one of them. Then I saw this movie Ash. It's like a sci-fi thriller, and that's with the guy from Breaking Bad, not Walter White.
Jesse Pink.
Yeah.
Aaron. I forget.
Aaron Paul.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I saw that movie. That was cool, entertaining.
Okay.
It's like a weird sci-fi thing, kind of like a little mind twisting and all that stuff. Another one of these 1.5 hour jumps. Watch it if you have nothing really to watch.
Yeah.
It wasn't the greatest movie, but it was entertaining, which is what I was looking for, just to kill time, at night. I think it was like Friday night. I was just trying to kill time, just watching that.
Right.
Then I saw that other movie that was on the list, London Calling, which is basically just an action movie with, what's his guy's name? Hamill, not Mark Hamill, the other guy, the guy that was in Transformers, the first couple of movies of Transformers.
Oh,
Hamill Duval or something, not Duval.
Josh Duval.
Josh Duval, there you go. Thank you. And basically, like, he...
Josh Duhamel.
Duhamel, there you go. There you go. There you go. I knew it was something like that.
Yeah, you had the Hamill.
Yeah. Good movie, action movie. He's a hitman, tries to leave, get out of London because he got into some trouble. Then his job takes him back into London, and him and this kid get in all types of shit. And, there's a little twist at the end, but nothing major. Good movie. Just a good action movie. Like, if you like watching these Stratham movies, Michael Stratham movies and stuff like that, like, this is right in the same realm of that kind of movie type of thing. Then I found these two movies just out of the blue on the Fire Stick. And one of them was with Pierce Brosnan and Samuel L. Jackson, and it's a cowboy kind of movie. And I'm like,
what is that?
Yeah, what can this be about? I was like, I don't think I've ever seen Samuel L. Jackson or Pierce Brosnan for that matter, that I could recall in like a cowboy movie.
Yeah.
It's called The Unholy Trinity. And it was pretty good.
All right.
Samuel L. Jackson's like a thief.
Okay.
I don't want to ruin the whole surprise, but he's a thief. Pierce Brosnan is a lawman there. He's a sheriff.
Right.
And, the movie's good. It's got its back and forth, and it's a good cowboy movie, riding along. There's, like, the Native Americans are in it, all this stuff, the small towns, people getting all shot up and everything like that.
Okay.
Good movie.
Nice.
Can't complain. Then, the guy that played Rick Flag, I guess, Jr. in Suicide Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
So
he was RoboCop. And,
yep.
He was in a lot of Joel Kinnaman or something.
Yeah, and he's also in Altered Carbon. That show
He's in
a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
He has this new movie. It's called Icefall.
Okay.
And he's basically a poacher in Alaska.
Huh.
And these thieves rob a bank. Wouldn't you know it, they put $20 million on this plane. The plane crashes in a lake and it gets frozen over.
Wow.
That's the premise of the movie.
Okay.
That's it. And then the whole movie is about that. And,
okay.
He's like a poacher. He's the one that actually finds the plane or knows where it's at. And these guys try to hunt him down in Alaska. And another hour and a half jump off.
Okay.
Good for watching in the background if you're playing on your phone or playing a game. You don't really have to pay attention to the storyline as much. Just watch the action unfold.
Gotcha.
And you're good to go.
All right.
But those were all the movies I watched over the last week. That's a lot.
Yeah, you watched quite a bit.
Well, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 movies. 8.
I just remembered I tried to watch something else as well yesterday. I tried to watch the new Game of Thrones show, but then I realized it doesn't come out till this Sunday. So
with the Seven Kingdoms, something like that?
The Hedge Knight, I think it's called.
Okay.
I think that's what it's called. I could be wrong, but it's
what was it called again?
The Hedge Knight.
Hedge Knight?
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's I could be told.
It's on HBO though, right?
Yeah, I could be. You know what? Let me just look it up.
Yeah.
I know it premieres
this Sunday. Yeah, and then the House of Dragons is coming back.
The Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
There you go.
I don't know why I was calling it the Hedge.
Yeah, whatever. It's all right.
Okay, yeah, Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
All right. Well, now you know, so you can watch it on Sunday after I guess the football
maybe
game.
the Hedge Knight is what it's about.
Yeah,
whatever.
maybe.
Yeah.
Because they got that, and then they have the Seven Dragon, the House of the Dragons. So they're gonna have two shows.
Yeah. What's that one called again?
The House of the Dragons.
Right.
Something like that. It's another Game of Thrones film.
But that's not coming back soon, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. It might be February or March. But
that's soon. Okay.
Yeah, there's a bunch of movies that are coming out, a bunch of shows coming out this month.
Wow.
Like Disney's throwing out at the end of the month
I'd see
Wonder Man.
Yeah. I did see the commercial for that.
Yeah. So hopefully that. There's a bunch of other shows that came out this month too. That a lot of them I think I have to watch. So that might be one of them too. I'm not even sure. So you have that show that you're talking about, but that takes place like way back in the past.
Right. Yeah.
Just like the House of Dragons takes place like 200 or so years before the original Game of Thrones show.
Right.
So I guess they're just trying to stack them up and tell different stories, which is great.
Gotcha.
And then feed a little extra plots in there of the history and the origins of some of these families and all that stuff.
Right.
I finished Mayor of Kingstown.
Okay.
Awesome.
How did you like this season?
It was good. It was good. The last episode was insane.
Yeah.
Bananas, and they just got re-upped for one final season 5.
Okay.
So I guess I go along with everyone else. They all like the season, so they're gonna finish it up next year. Great show from start to finish. A lot of stuff going on. That show is all about deals and this and that and just keeping everything afloat. So that was a great show.
Right.
And then right after I got done with that, I started Landman, and I'm almost done with Landman. Yeah.
Season 2?
Oh yeah.
How is it?
Great.
Nice.
Great. It's just like season 1. It's just.
And you've been watching quite a bit.
I've been trying to relax because I got to go back to work next week.
Right.
So
trying
like,
to get it in while you can.
just trying to relax, get it in, do what I have to do. But the last 2 weeks, I was just trying to take it easy. I've been doing, a lot of stuff with with my arm and all this other stuff. So, yeah, just been sitting around watching TV and not trying to do too much. But I'm up to episode 6 of Landman season 2.
Okay.
I think the last episode is this Sunday already. So,
Wow.
yeah, so it came and went quick. So I'm excited to rush through this and hopefully, be done with the season this weekend. But yeah, it's good so far. I can't wait to see where it actually goes and go from there. And Andy Garcia's in this season, so
I did see that. Yeah.
he's a great actor. And
Well, I think he's at the end of season 1.
He is. But he had like such a small part in that first season.
Mm-hmm.
Like he came and went, but now in this season he's in it. Like he wasn't in episode I think 1 and 2,
Mm-hmm.
but I think once 3 hit he was in there, and then that was it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's all I got. So
All right.
even though that was a lot, I feel like.
Yeah. All right, we got one music selection as usual this week. We're gonna go with Viagra Boys with Viagra Boys. That's the pick for this week.
That's a great title. Oh boy. All right, folks. We hope you enjoyed a wild card weekend. Next up, the divisional round. Let's hope you enjoy that as well. We obviously had mixed feelings with the wild card weekend. Hopefully we don't with the divisional round and they live up to the hype and it's a good weekend for everybody.
Enjoy the games, everybody.
Later, folks.